I am very close to completing my physical TBR. I know that I have less than 50, which is crazy to me because I did have almost 200 until I did 60 books in 60 days and 75 books in 75 days. Now my goal is to get at least 20 to 30 on the TBR. I would definitely say I never thought I would get this close to not having any books on my physical TBR. But in today's video, I'm going to be showing you every single book that is currently on my physical TBR. So let's just get right into it. Okay, first off, we have some newer additions. We have Unsteady. We also have Unloved, which is the second book in the series. I believe that this is like hockey. When Sadie witnesses one of the Golden Boys' panic attacks and steps in to help, they strike up a strange sort of understanding. Oh, okay. I love books like this when it represents more of like anxiety or panic attacks in males, because I do feel like that is not talked about enough. So I'm looking forward to that one. I believe it's hockey or ice skating. And then we also have Unloved, which is the second book. Follows, I'm going to assume hockey again, and maybe a book lover based off the cover. But these were going around quite a lot recently, and they piqued my interest, obviously being a hockey romance lover, so I'm looking forward to getting into these ones. Then we also have 20th Victim by James Patterson and Maxine Petra. Did I say it? Sorry if I said that wrong. 3 cities, 3 bullets, 3 victims. So I think this is like a mystery thriller type thing. I've never read a book from James Patterson before, and I do have quite the collection currently, so I think it is about time that I read one. Then another recent one added onto the TBR, we have The Good Daughter by Karen Slaughter. Now I've never read a book from this author before, but I have heard a lot of good things, and this one piqued my interest. One ran, one stayed, but who is the good daughter? 28 years ago, Charlotte and Samantha Quinn's childhoods were destroyed by a terrifying attack on their family home. It left their mother dead, it left their father, a notorious defense attorney, devastated, and it left the family consumed by secrets from that shocking night. 28 years later, Charlie has followed in her father's footsteps to become a lawyer. But when violence comes to their hometown again, the case triggers memories she's desperately tried to suppress, because the shocking truth about the crime which destroyed her family won't stay buried forever. This one just really caught my attention, and so I'm really looking forward to giving it a go. If you have any other recommendations for Karen Slaughter and like what I should dive on into by this author, please let me know. Then we have Let's Split Up. I actually thought I read this one until I realised I didn't. It was one that was like at the back of my shelf, and I completely forgot about it, but I am really intrigued by it because this was going around a little bit not that long ago. When hot it couple Brad and Shelley are brutally murdered in a manor of the edge town, a group of friends investigate. This one does sound really good. I'm going to try and go into this one blindly. I also got the amazing sprayed edges. It was going around me, but I haven't really heard like people's opinions on it, so that's why I'm kind of going to go into that one blindly. Then another newer edition, we have Caught This Cruel and Lovely, and this is a fantasy read, obviously. I think it might be something to do with Faye. I don't know. I do obviously think this is the first book in the series, and I've heard some people talking about it actually, and I've always heard good things, so I'm really looking forward to it. Just hours after humans are born, the gods take what little power we have. In return, they protect our borders from the vicious Fae. Oh, okay. And I do think that this is a fantasy book that won't take me too long, because the font is really big as well, so I'm looking forward to this one. Then another newer edition, we have the Book of Blood and Roses. I haven't really heard anything about this one, but when I hear a LGBTQ vampire story, I've got to pick it up. In the midst of Scottish Highlands lies a university where vampires and humans alike live and study, but there is one student very different from the rest, Rebecca, a charity vampire hunter, and it basically follows her like being undercover, and I'm going to assume the other woman is the most powerful vampire families, so I am really looking forward to this one. Next book is Blame It on the Vodka. Now this is actually the second book in the series, and I haven't read the first yet, but I would like to get to this one very soon because I don't really hear many people talking about it now, but a few years ago it was quite popular. Waking up beside my best friend after a crazy night in Vegas is nothing new. However, waking up wearing nothing but 2 shiny matching wedding rings is. For the girl who promised to never settle down, it's her worst nightmare. For me, it's a dream come true. And I don't know why I've been putting this off, because it is like less than 300 pages, so I know I could finish this in one sitting, so maybe I should actually get to this very soon. Then I have the rest of the Addicted series. series on the TBR. So we have the third book, Addicted for Now, and then the fourth book, Addicted After All, and then Thrive. Although actually I think I've got the order wrong. But either way, I know that somewhere in between is the Calloway Sisters series, which obviously I'll be reading in between these 3 books. But these are the 3 that I have on my physical TBR. And I am looking forward to getting back into the series. I just took a little bit of a break from the series because I was reading other books for other videos and stuff at the time I started the series. And talking about James Patterson earlier, I actually have another one here, Don't Blink. I haven't heard anything about it. If I'm being completely honest, I got this because it sounded good and I wanted to try something different. You never know who's watching. Reporter Nick is conducted at once in a lifetime interview with an indifferent celebrity concludes in a re-owned New York restaurant. Whilst Nick is reviewing the tapes for his interview, he stumbles upon a piece of evidence that could be critical to the murder investigation. Then we have Make Me by Lee Child, and this is also going to be a first read from Lee Child for me as well. There are weird names all over the country, while why single out mothers rest in a nation with towns called Jack has no place to go and all the time in the world to get there, so a remote railroad stop with a curious name. Okay, I'm not going to lie, I don't think this one's going to be for me. It's just one that I picked up without reading the back of, but now that I'm reading the back, I just really don't think it's going to be for me, but I'll give it a go. It's always best to give things a go. Then I still have a series on my physical TBR that has been on there for way too long and it needs to get off already, and I don't know why I've been putting it off for so long. I'm just so intimidated by it, but I would like to read it before other books come out for another series, and they kind of like apparently interconnect somehow. I don't know. But we have the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. Apparently, people are saying that it would be better to read the series before books 6 and 7 come out. So I would like to get that done. But I've had this on my TBR for about 3 years now, which is crazy. So I need to get it read. But first book is House of Earth and Blood. Second is House of Sky and Breath. And then we also have House of Flame and Shadows. Now, I have been putting these off because of the size. They're also very intimidating, but I've been hearing amazing things about it and everyone has been telling me to read it. Then we have Love Me Not and Liar Liar. Now the only reason that these 2 are still on my TBR is because these are like the either the 6th or 7th or 7th and 8th, no 7th and 9th book in the series, and I have been told that it is better to read the series in order. So that is the only reason why, and obviously I only own these 2 physically, so I'll need to read the rest on my Kindle or via audio, but I am really interested. So Love Me Not. A woman's body lies in a road. At first it looks like a tragic accident, but when Helen Grace arrives on the scene, it's clear she's looking at a cold-blooded killing. But why would anyone target a much-loved wife and mother? Across town, a shopkeeper is killed while his customers are left unharmed. What lies behind the killer's choice? Who lives? Who dies? Who's next? The clock is ticking. If Helen can't solve the deadly puzzle, then more blood will be shed. But any mistake and it might be her. And then we also have Liar Liar. In the dead of night, 3 raging fires light up the city skies. It's more than a tragic coincidence. For D.I. Helen Grace, the flames announce the arrival of an evil she has never encountered before, because this is no fire starter seeking sick thrills, but something more chilling, a series of careful, calculated acts of murder. But why were the victims chosen? What's driving the killer, and who will be next? A power keg of fear, suspicion, and dread has been laid. Now all it needs is a spark to set it off. It does sound really good, so I do need to find the rest of the series somewhere, somehow, and get that series read. Then we have Holly by Stephen King. This will be my second book from Stephen King, and I am intrigued by it, but I did buy it without reading the back, and then when I got home I read the back and I was like, I don't know, but it does sound interesting, and I am willing to give it a go, because I was a little bit worried about the first book I read from Stephen King, and I did end up really enjoying that one, so I don't know, this one might shock me. Then we have My Dark Desire by L.J. Shen and Parker St. Huntington. I read the first book during my 60 books in 60 days, I believe, and I liked it, so I am really excited for the second one, but I have heard people say the second one is better than the first one, so I would like to get to this one very soon. I'm not gonna lie, I did kind of forget that this was on my physical TBR until I was looking around. And then we also have Leave Me Behind. I brought this one because I was seeing it everywhere on TikTok at some point. I didn't know what it was about. I didn't know what it was about until I read it recently, and it kind of follows like it has something to do with the military. I don't know too much about it, if I'm being completely honest. But when I read the back, it sounded interesting. The second paragraph sounded interesting. And then we also have Hawk. And this one I read the back of, and I thought it was like a love triangle. And so I really put myself off it. And so I decided to do a little bit more research without spoiling myself too much, obviously. And it turns out it isn't a love triangle. I did end up spoiling myself a little bit. But now I'm excited to read it. Because if you don't know this about me already, I despise love triangle. I don't know why, it's just not for me. Although I like The Summertime Pretty and I like My Life as a Water Boys. Anyway, I just don't like love triangle. Then we also have Underlock by Mara Zapata. This one has been on my TBR for so long. It needs to get off. It needs to go. But the thing is I'm a little bit nervous because I've heard bad things about the MMC. And obviously liking the MMC is kind of important for a romance book. But I am still looking forward to it. Maybe if I read it on my Kindle, the size of it won't intimidate me so much. And then this might be a little bit random, but I have some Christmas books on my TBR still because I bought these really excited for them in December and I never got round to them because I put them on my shelves and completely forgot about them when the time came. But hopefully I'll get round to it this year. So we have A Heart for Christmas and basically, and Christmas Eve a Love Story. And basically these are Christmas calendars. So you open up a chapter every single day. And that is for both of them. So hopefully I'll get to that next Christmas. Then we also have Love a Go-Go, which the author very kindly sent to me. I need to get around to this one because I absolutely love L.L. Ash's writing, if you don't know this already. This is from the author of Him that I talk about a lot. I talk about this book too much, if I'm being completely honest. And this one is older woman, younger man, I believe, which isn't normally for me, but I'm willing to give it a go. And it's also set in 1969, and she goes from a good girl housewife to being a single working mom because her husband ends up leaving, and then that is when she gets close to her neighbour. It sounds really good, if I'm being completely honest, and so I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. Next we have Inked in Lies and Dead Man Walking. I feel like I've been reading this series for so long. I don't actually think I have. I think probably about a year, but I am really enjoying this series. I don't know why I haven't picked these up yet. Hopefully I can do it very soon. Handsome in Sin, older man. A killer, a criminal, a psychopath. The Irish enforcer for the fallen MCs. Everything good girls are taught to stay away from. I don't know, these are just always good fun reads, and so I'm looking forward to finishing out the series. Then we also have A God of War. I don't know why I haven't read this yet. This is the last book in the series that I need to read, and I really want to read this, complete the series, and then go back to God and Fury because like I really enjoyed that one, but I feel like I don't remember many details just because I was reading it during 75 books in 75 days, so I felt like I didn't have really much time to enjoy it, you know? So I want to go back to it because I know I rate it 5 stars, so I want to finish this one. Then we also have Promises and Pomegranates. This is a newer one on my physical TBR. Haven't really heard many things about this one. I'm pretty sure, no, this isn't the one, but I've heard mixed things about it. I've heard that people love the series, I've heard that people don't really like it, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I am excited. We have Out of the Woods by Hannah Byrne Young. I absolutely love this author's writing. I don't know why I haven't got to this one yet. I think it's because it's at the back of my shelf, so I keep forgetting about it, but I am looking forward to it. High School Sweetheart, or maybe that's why. Then we also have Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail. I'm really looking forward to this one. There's actually a book before this one, and that's why I haven't read this one yet because I haven't read the first. But all I know is that this series is like LGBTQ. I don't know. That's literally all I know about it. So I'm looking forward to it. Then we also have Spiral, which is the second book from Collide, and I believe that this is also a hockey romance. Then we have the rest of this series from Sophie Lark. It's very, very heavy, but we have The Rebel, The Bully, Spy, and The Savage. Now, the first book wasn't really for me, so I'm a little bit nervous to continue on with the series, but I know that sometimes the other books in the series can be better, so I'm going to give them a go. Hopefully I can read them very soon because I only recently read the first book. Then we also have Anastasia by Sophie Lark. And honestly, I don't know too much about this one. It was going around everywhere at one point, but now I've kind of forgotten. But when I bought it, I did know what it was about. Then I have the Gone series. This one has also been in my TBR for a while. They are very different from what I normally read, but I am looking forward to it because I feel like it's been going around a little bit more than before, but apparently suddenly it's a world without adults. I mean, that concept intrigues me. Then we have The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware and The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I'm really looking forward to these. Ruth Ware is like a hit or miss author for me. I've never like absolutely loved any of their ones, but these two are their most popular ones and I've saved them for last on purpose. Then we have The Front Runner and A False Start by Elsie Silver. I can't wait to finish the series. I'm actually currently, as we're speaking, trying to finish the series. I'm currently reading this one. I don't wanna know. Then we have Fall With Me and Breathe With Me. Again, can't wait to complete this series. Then we have Blockshot and Hookshot. I'm really looking forward to these ones because I really enjoyed the first book. Then we have the reappearance of Rachel Price. I need to get this read. I don't know why I'm putting it off. I am really looking forward to it. It sounds really good. I love a good Holly Jackson book and I know I can read it in one sitting. And then I think finally we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Again, don't know why I haven't read this one yet. I am really looking forward to it. I think those are all the books on my physical TBR. Knowing me, I've probably forgotten something, but I'll leave it in the comments if I have. I don't think I did though. I will leave the amount of books that are on my physical TBR here because I'll count them while editing. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and I hope to see you on my next one. Bye!